From the age of menstruation till the age of menopause, women have been blessed to create another human being. Till the time sanitary napkin entered women's lives, they were using unhygienic cloth. With a lot of discomfort, they used to wear them and also wash them repeatedly. The introduction of sanitary napkin was a lifestyle modification. It made us women feel liberated, clean, hygienic, and also bold enough to venture out into the outside world. For us, it was indeed one of the greatest find of the century. But my dear friends, do we know that the sanitary napkin, which is a great innovation, has an even greater health risk attached to it? Till today, like you all, I was ignorant about the sanitary napkins that I use 5 days during my monthly menstrual cycle. It is part of our body and our health and are with us 20% of our lifetime. Today, I am going to share some learnings about the napkins. Are you aware that the unmedical sanitary napkins that we use today are associated with some dangerous health concerns? We all believe that the napkin that we use today are white, clean and pure and are made out of cotton for absorption. But what I'm going to show you now would be indeed very shocking.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
On a woman's regular day, and especially during her menstrual period, sanitary napkins and panty liners are always to the rescue. Sounds beneficial, but do you know that inside your sanitary napkins lie a silent hazard that must be exposed? Most of the affordable sanitary napkins and panty liners on the market today are using recycled cartons and papers as absorbent pads. These scrap papers, which are surely infested with unnoticeable microorganisms, undergo the process of paper pulp bleaching. After bleaching, these are integrated into your sanitary napkins as it passes through manufacturing processes.
Pulp and paper companies grind and moisten it to form a product called pulp. Producing sanitary napkins begins with half-meter wide rolls of cellulose pulp. The rolls feed one long machine that does everything. First, knives spinning at 3000 RPM shred the pulp into a fine fluff. Then the machine sprinkles that fluff with polymer powder. The polymered fluff then travels through what's called the doser, a device that measures out the required amount of fluff per pad layer. The machine then suctions each dose into a closed chamber where an air current blows it into a pad-shaped mold. Then another air current blows it out of the mold onto a wheel that transfers it to a conveyor belt. The machine simultaneously makes a second pad layer. This one is smaller, rectangular, and at least double the density of the first layer, meaning it has more cellulose compressed into a smaller size. The compression roller also embosses a pattern that will disperse the menstrual flow, helping absorption.
A shocking revelation, right? But this is still not the peak point of danger. As the paper pulp undergoes bleaching, there is a byproduct produced during the process, and this is the chemical called dioxin. Evident to this, a fact sheet released by the World Health Organization in May 2010 cited paper pulp bleaching as one source of dioxin contamination. But what is dioxin, and how does it silently harm people, especially women? Dioxin is a highly poisonous chemical compound. It is 130 times more poisonous than cyanide and 900 times more poisonous than arsenic. It is named the most poisonous man-made chemical. The International Cancer Research has labeled it as first-class cancer-causing agent to humans. According to study, an average woman uses 15,000 sanitary pads in her whole life. In other words, there are 15,000 times of risk to be exposed to dioxin. What are the side effects of dioxin exposure?
Dioxin is not your typical kind of toxic chemical which might affect one kind of effect, might only cause neurotoxicity or reproductive toxicity or cancer. Dioxin seems to have the ability to interfere with basic processes in our bodies, so that in fact dioxin has been shown in our experimental animal studies, and now we're seeing more of this in our human studies. Dioxin has been shown not only to cause cancer, but to cause effects on the skin, to cause effects on the gastrointestinal system, to cause effects on the reproductive system, on the immune system, on the cardiovascular system, on the endocrine system, and on the nervous system as well.
Dioxin's harmful health effects include endocrine disruption, cancer, reproductive impairment, infertility, birth defects, damage to kidneys, and metabolic dysfunction. Included in these risks are also cervical cancer, ovarian cancer and cyst, vulvar tumor, and uterine fibroids. There are also common health problems which might be triggered by wrong sanitary napkin choice. Urinary tract infection, genital warts, itchiness caused by chemicals that are irritating the skin and the lining of the vagina, irregular menstruation, leukorrhea, or a thick whitish or yellowish discharge from the vagina, red rashes, and bad odor discharge.
Being a cheerleader and being in such a strenuous sport and flipping and tumbling and jumping up and down, it's really uncomfortable, really uncomfortable.
I prefer to stay in home. I don't like to hang out with my friend because I don't feel comfortable.
And I was so embarrassed, so my sister took her coat off and I wrapped it around me.
We would have to do a lot of sports at school, and there was always that self-consciousness of, oh my God, am I gonna have an accident?
Introducing Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins by Inspire. Cherish pads have been designed by women for women. Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins feature 8 levels of comfort and protection. Notice how thin Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins are as compared to one of the leading 8-hour pads. These 8 and 10-hour protection pads are bulky, uncomfortable, and can be embarrassing to carry around. Cherish's compact design promotes comfort and fits discreetly in your purse or backpack.
I'm a very active person. I like working out, going to the gym. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have a very diverse agenda. I need something where I can move and feel comfortable. And they're almost seamless. You can't even feel them, as comfortable as they are.
The average woman discharges between 15 milliliters and 50 milliliters of fluid a day during the peak of her menstrual cycle. We will pour 50 milliliters of water on the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin. Now we'll pour the same 50 milliliters of water on a leading pad, which is advertised to provide up to 8 hours of wetness protection. Notice how we take an ordinary paper towel and place it on the highly advertised pad. Look at how wet the paper towel is. It's virtually soaked. This is the damp, wet, uncomfortable sensation that women are frequently left with after their menstrual discharge using the products that are on the market today. Now look as we place a paper towel on top of the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin. Even with applying force, which we did not do with the leading brand, the paper towel is 99% dry. Dryness and comfort is what you can expect. With Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins, you're going to love the way you feel. Women around the world use sanitary napkins and tampons every day, knowing little to nothing about the harmful and potentially dangerous materials used to manufacture them. In the United States, the Food and Drug Administration does not require companies to list the ingredients contained in sanitary napkins and tampons. Yet the average woman uses more than 15,000 sanitary napkins or uses tampons for more than 100,000 hours over her lifetime.
You really don't know what's in it. I mean, I don't think any of us really know, especially, some of the new pads that maybe have a spongy type texture that's supposed to hold more. Well, what exactly is that? What's that made out of? We don't know. So then there's questions of how does that affect our health?
Most top brands use synthetic petrochemical materials. These petrochemical materials may irritate sensitive skin and cause discomfort. Also, they do not let the skin breathe, which increases the risk of bacteria growth. They are chosen by manufacturers because of their cheaper production costs.
Now We Know is a movement. It's an awareness campaign that is informing men and women, boys and girls around the world about the harmful effects of the ingredients that are sometimes placed in maxi pads and sanitary napkins and tampons from some of these high-level, highly advertised manufacturers.
What excites me about the Now We Know campaign is, one, the product is phenomenal. Like, I want to scream from the mountaintops, like, ladies, you need to try this. It's going to change your life, give you a better quality of life.
Now I know that I can be comfortable in knowing that I'm a cheerleader and I'm busy all the time and I have to jump up and down and tumble. I can be comfortable and I can feel secure without feeling like I'm embarrassed or feeling like someone can see me or see anything.
You see, with Cherish premium pads, we want to keep you dry. We want to keep our women safe. And not just for right now, but for the future generations to come. Because when you know better, guess what? You can do better.
That's what everybody would want. Something that they're not going to have to change constantly. It's going to hold the liquid that they need it to. They're not going to feel like they're dirty, that they're wet, that they're uncomfortable, they get irritated. It was very enlightening to kind of see that that's out there.